y'all saw the title. We got to talk about Kathleen Kennedy. Now, y'all know the background. Well, y'all should know the background behind Kathleen Kennedy, right? Kathleen Kennedy is literally the Death Star of Disney right now. I mean, she destroys everything. Rage quit. Pat is in the chat asking if this is a hot tub stream. Absolutely not, sir. I promise you, the last thing you want to do is see me in a hot tub. Okay, Lucas, look at all these articles, bro. Lucasfilm debuts Ahsoka scissor reel as Kathleen Kennedy fired trends on Twitter. After numerous flops under leadership, Lucasfilm has reportedly fired its controversial president, talking about Kathleen Kennedy. Uh, After Indiana Jones 5 disaster, Lucasfilm reportedly firing Kathleen Kennedy to save Star Wars. uh, there's that one. I don't know what that. Why Kathleen Kennedy fired is trending. There's more. There's more. Here's the article from Yahoo. Now this is a big. I mean, this is a big site. Now this is a bold. You know, title. Kathleen Kennedy fired. Has Lucasfilm fired its president after Indiana Jones 5. So we're gonna get into this article a little bit. Maybe we'll go and react to somebody else. Let me see something. Let me see what my guy Rage Quit is saying. He says, "Yo, Atreus, you know what movie crushed Indiana Jones and woke Destiny? That would be Sounds of Freedom, and that would be Insidious right now. So shouts out to both of those. I will be watching this Insidious, and I will be watching Sound of Freedom. Um, so yeah, shouts out to that. Dick R. James, shout out to you as well. So with recently released Indiana Jones heading to the box office flop, fans are curious whether it will guys, before we get into it, I just want to say that if you agree with or like any part of my commentary, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below. It's becoming very apparent that YouTube is not a fan of the conservative nature in which we speak about movies, video games, pop culture, and politics around here. And so if we can get our engagement right, when we go up to YouTube, we can swipe our race card without having to worry about it declining, okay? Let's get into it. Fans are curious whether this will have severe repercussions on the career of Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy. Has Lucasfilm already fired Kathleen Kennedy? If so, who would take over the role and oversee the Star Wars content? Has Kathleen Kennedy been fired? While some reports indicated Kennedy's position might be at risk since Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny isn't performing as well as expected, Lucasfilm hasn't officially announced her firing at the moment. Kennedy has been the president of Lucasfilm since 2012. She was handpicked by George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, to succeed him and oversee the company's operations after he sold Lucasfilm to the Walt Disney Company in 2012. Kennedy has been responsible for producing several Star Wars films, including the new Star Wars trilogy. Additionally, the standalone films Rogue, blah, 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 blah. We already know that. So they're stating the obvious. Obviously, as of right now, there has been no official announcement that Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. However, there's been a lot of things reported by certain people that seem to lean towards hold up really quick. What is please use keyframes. Please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being sent often enough. Okay. Stream health, please. YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube and it's struggling, let me know in the chat. Because YouTube is trying to tell me that it's struggling, but I don't see it struggling. Okay, Rage Quit Pat says, no. Alex vs. Evil says, believe in the heart of the cards. Nah, for real. And Rage Quit Pat says, an actual movie that pushes the right agenda, not this role switching cash grabs. Yeah, I gotta go and see it. I have to go and see Sounds of Freedom. And also we got Rumble over here. Okay, Rumble's good. So, so you got a lot of people reporting a bunch of different stuff. You got people like Doomcock. Now, y'all know how it goes with Doomcock, man. Like, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard not to believe in a little bit of what dude is saying sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. So we gonna react to now. He hasn't said that she's been fired. However, he's reporting. I'm gonna just let the video speak for itself. We're gonna react to this video. Um, we're gonna react. We're gonna react to this. So let's get into it. Where my headphones at? Oh, they over here. Hold up. Sorry about that. For some odd reason, I put my headphones over there on the dining room table. Don't know why I did that. Okay. So I'm a little bit bigger than I want to be. All right, so let's see what we're going. Uh-oh. I caught it this time. I caught it this time.
You all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Castles and a Doom, dark, foreboding, sitting atop Mount Doomcock at the savage land at the center of the earth. My fortress is built atop a seemingly abandoned but still functioning alien base, constructed by my estimate over 70 million years ago. There are vast portions of this base that are as yet unexplored, but I tell you, my friends, recently I was exploring a vast subterranean cavern when I heard screams and wailing and torment. My blood ran cold as I contemplated terrifying tales of eternal pits.
All right.
Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I come before you today with an update on the situation at Lucasfilm, which according to multiple sources has never been more chaotic and dire. As Keanu Reeves famously said, strange things are afoot at the Circle KK. And though we're still trying to figure out what exactly is happening there, there's a lot of smoke in the air, people, and we suspect there's definitely some fire somewhere. The big rumor that is even circulating around various Hollywood news sites and
Alex versus Evil asks, what kind of deck do I play? So I play a lot of different decks actually, but right now I'm playing with the Elemental Heroes Neos deck. I like this is a new, thing for me. I normally like playing like dark um how do you say, you know what I just realized? That is not what I wanted to do. I did not want to do that. Whatever. Okay, so I normally like to play like dark fiend type things, decks like that. But I've recently been playing Elemental Hero Neos. So I don't like the Elemental Heroes. I just like the Neos. So let's get back to Doomcock.
MSM articles is that Kathleen Kennedy is fired, is about to be fired, or is in rather serious trouble for unspecified reasons. In this video, I'll be sharing some new information, but please note that this situation is far too chaotic to make any statements for certain. This video is simply a snapshot of what I'm being told is now the situation of the moment. But that moment can change very swiftly when so many elements are in play. So, this is something that my spies and Cameron Source Barrow separately predicted several months back. My Hollywood spies told me then of a meeting a month or so before the release of Indy 5 in which Bob Iger summoned Kathleen Kennedy to his office for a one-on-one candid meeting. And in that meeting, Iger reportedly told her that Indy 5 was the line in the sand, that it had better make $900 million at the box office or there would be consequences.
So do you believe that? Like, see, a lot of people want to convince me that your boy is making all of this up. Doomcock, I mean. And I just want to keep a reminder, like, I'm not some super fan of Doomcock or anything. Remember, I never even heard of the guy until I started making content late last year. So I started my YouTube channel in August of last year. So I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary. And a little bit later, maybe around November, when the She-Hulk show had started. When that started, that's when I heard of Doomcock for the first time. And so everything that I've seen from him, I don't want to say everything came true, but everything I've seen from him was turned out to be had some truth to it, or just flat out like made sense. So like, for example, the what am I trying to say? The Indiana Jones situation. Remember James Mangold was lying and saying that there was no plan to replace Indiana Jones. That turned out to be a lie, and it turns out that Doomcock was right. So I know a lot of people, want to talk about him being, a liar or not really knowing, but I don't know. I have, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Here's another one. Okay.
Well, it appears that those consequences are coming faster and harder than anyone anticipated, my friends. The source, codenamed Sparrow, reported to my friend Cameron Pashaw that 5 mysterious Disney executives had descended on Lucasfilm like the bald flying men in black from Dark City, roaming through the halls, examining computers and books, looking for God knows what. And even more noteworthy, it appears verified by a number of people with Kennedy's email address at Lucasfilm that her official email account has been temporarily frozen and she is not going to be in the office for at least the next 2 weeks, according to her internal schedule, which is blocked out in a 2-week PTO entry. Is this Iger's revenge coming faster and harder than anyone could have anticipated? Or is something else going on? Something related to the sale of Lucasfilm, perhaps, or something to do with the Acolyte? Regardless of what it is specifically, my friends, I have an interesting and somewhat alarmed update from my Hollywood spies, and if the rumor they've provided me is true, there is a massive mandatory meeting about to take place on Monday at Lucasfilm, and when I say massive, I mean massive.
If I may paraphrase Humphrey Bogart in The Maltese Falcon for a moment.
When all your movies keep bombing, you're supposed to do something about it. It doesn't matter if you're as woke as BlackRock, drinking a gallon of Folgers and huffing unicorn farts. They're your movies, and you're supposed to do something about it. If you don't, it's bad. Bad for stockholders everywhere.
I guess Iger is ready to do a man's work, sir. I guess he's through, eh?
Finished. But it may be too late. The damage may be too extensive. Disney may not live. But then again, who does? I'm inundated with information flooding in from walk-in sources, spies, and even the mainstream media. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to tell you is information provided to me by sources claiming knowledge.
All right, so this is where we're about to get into the meat and potatoes or whatever the rumor is that he's whatever rumor, he's talking about. So
of the situation at Disney and Lucasfilm, but since I cannot personally verify this information, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. There are numerous threads, multiple disparate pieces of information, mostly from my Hollywood spies in this report, that I'll be pulling from here, trying to present you all with as complete a picture as I can now. Here's what I've been told. On the morning of July 8th, I received this message from my Hollywood spies, quote, "Before I get started, we have not had any time to verify anything, but we feel we need to get this to you ASAP. Okay, this all started around 4-ish Friday, when our source called in with this to say, shit is about to hit the fan. There's a massive meeting for Monday. All Lucasfilm managers are to report to the home office in person. Rumors are Bob is ready to fire everybody. After that, we have been getting calls.
he should be. He should be ready to fire everybody. When you think about the colossal failure that is Lucasfilm right now, Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, okay, Willow, what they did to the last season of The Mandalorian, and now Indiana Jones. Okay, Andor. Andor was pretty good, apparently. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was uninterested. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, Andor just didn't appeal to me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Star Wars without Jedis or Mandalorians, I'm just not interested in. Sorry. But apparently it didn't perform well. So rings were making me a little bit uncomfortable. So let's continue.
Non-stop. According to the majority of these people, Jon Favreau is the only one safe and could possibly be running Lucasfilm after Monday, at least temporarily, whether he likes it or not. Allegedly, Dave's ass is on the line as well, and Ahsoka may be his last chance.
Man, there are a shitload of big meetings happening lately, aren't there? I think this is the third major meeting I've heard of in the past week and a half, but your spies seem to be saying this one is different?
That's the claim, Harvey Cthulhu. Now here's the thing, people. For once, things are changing so rapidly at Lucasfilm, we can't even really keep up with it all. My impression is that things are extremely chaotic and unstable, so anything we report today can change on a dime tomorrow. It seems to me, from what I've heard, that the massive amount of meetings, lockdowns, and activity.
Shout out to Frostfang7. He says it was a very deflated show. Okay. Deflated house. So I mean, are you saying it was boring? Because when you say deflated, that's what I think of.
This past week, those first meetings were mainly to debate and determine a course of action for Iger.
Or do you just mean it just didn't have a lot of popularity to it?
Board. While Sparrow reported that Kennedy was a prominent topic of dismayed discussion, I also believe that Iger may be looking at the entire culture of Lucasfilm, maybe all across Disney itself. And so this Monday meeting has the feeling potentially of being the meeting where the metaphorical hatchet falls, and Disney starts to implement whatever plan they formulated over the past week. Note that my spies indicated that Mr. Iger is in a firing kind of mood, and who can blame him? The list of Disney bombs in the theater are becoming endlessly embarrassing, stirring up investors, and smearing the studio with the sad, dull patina of failure. Yes.
So, I mean, you have to think, right? We have to believe. And I know there's a lot of skepticism around Kathleen Kennedy. You know, at this point, people are jaded. They don't think, nobody believes Doomcock. Nobody believes that Disney's going to actually fire her. And for the people who do believe that they're going to eventually fire her, they don't believe that, how do you say, they don't believe that it's going to change the company at all. And I mean, I got to be honest with you. You know, I understand exactly why you would think that. Like, but there's a lot of money being lost here. Like, do y'all understand how many flops Disney has put out by themselves alone? This is ridiculous. Like, think about it. Lightyear, all of the Marvel movies that have flopped. What else came out? Little Mermaid flopped. Elemental flopped. I mean, like, how come on, you can't continue to put. So I mean, I don't know, you gotta fire, you gotta get rid of somebody. You got to get rid of somebody. So I don't know. I think we'll let Doomcock finish what he's saying.
After already sending me an important update early in the morning, my diligent and tireless Hollywood spies, the best in the business I might add, and I appreciate them greatly, dropped me an update about how badly Indy 5 has kicked the hornet's nest at Disney. Quote, the drop for Indy is looking sharp. This could be a huge black eye for Disney.
Hold on one second. Frostfang says, it had its moments, but felt more like some other grounded sci-fi show instead of Star Wars. They throw around, I guess he's saying shit bombs, and I heard they tried to include the F-bomb in it. They probably tried to make it a more mature show. I mean, like, I'm with you. Like, I never had any interest whatsoever in watching it. Like, it just wasn't. It didn't look like something Star Wars. I mean, like, it did look like Star Wars to me, but it just, I don't know what to say. It wasn't for me.
But the biggest issue is the damage to Kathleen Kennedy's reputation. Don't misunderstand. We know she's already made whatever excuse and thinks it's whatever or whoever's fault, but we are hearing the talk around Hollywood that she is nothing without the people that really made her. The real two questions are, one, just how much money is Disney prepared to lose backing this horse? And two, would KK take the opportunity to get out willingly while she still has some kind of reputation left? Only time.
But as old as she is, and she works for Disney, like, you gonna get out and go where? Maybe the Universal.
Will tell, unquote. Then, given what an incredible Houdini-like escape artist Kennedy has proven herself to be in the past, my Hollywood spies added, as always, we will believe it when we see her put on a scale with a duck, unquote.
She turned me into a newt. Well, it got better. But she also turned Disney into a newt, dude. And I don't see that getting better anytime soon. But what was that about Jon Favreau again? The rumor on the street is they may put him in temporary charge of Lucasfilm as they deal with the KK situation?
That's what sources are telling my Hollywood spies, but of course, you have to realize that in a period of corporate upheaval, rumors and paranoia multiply and swarm like bacteria in a pool of dirty water. So as consequences of any kind draw near, panicked employees are apt to get a hold of small facts and then blow them up all out of proportion. So in a time...
That's a good point. I always wondered, like, how does Doomcock deal with what is possibly good information and bad information? Because I would believe if I was in Disney's position, and we already know that they are aware of who Doomcock is. We already know that. So I would just be wondering, right? Like, if Doomcock gets out information, he obviously has inside sources in our company, why don't I just have somebody purposely feed him bad information to discredit him? I wonder how he deals with that, because that would be a concern of mine, because that's what I would do. Like, I would do that shit in a heartbeat. Okay, so we got some YouTuber who has inside information on our production. Okay, I'll just send somebody to feed him bad information. That's it. Frostfang says on YouTube this time, he says, it's possible to make a grounded Star Wars show, but you walk a fine line between making it feel like some other sci-fi show losing the Star Wars feeling. And that's the thing. The problem with Hollywood is they have this weird fetish with creating shows based on original IPs with people who have no ties to the IP. Like wasn't it Disney Marvel that said we try to bring in writers that are not fans of the show or fans of the IP? Like, what sense does that make? But you already know, it's Disney. Disney's going to Disney. So, all right, we're gonna hop off of Kathleen Kennedy. So,
let's go. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib like Dracula's mansion, my baby.